Yo, what's up, family? Quick question. Was Jesus tolerant? Brothers and sisters, think deeply about this for a moment. Because if you study the Gospels closely, you will see that he was tolerant of sinners, but not of sin. And he wasn't at all tolerant of hypocrisy. Despite their transgressions, the God of the universe not only tolerated being with them, but seemed to thoroughly enjoy it. But at the same time, he did not tolerate the sinner's sin. He told them to go and sin no more, in different ways and in different situations, time and time again, family. Ultimately, his death on the cross proved that he couldn't tolerate their sins long term. He died to provide all sinners a way out. Was Jesus perceived as tolerant by the Pharisees? No way. He rebuked them every chance he could. It was almost like a hobby to him, family. He consistently used them as an example of how not to serve God. Check out the 7 woes he unleashed on the scribes, teachers, and religious leaders of his time in Matthew 23. They are like a buckshot to the chest, powerful, penetrating, and aimed straight at the heart. So we, as followers of Christ, are we called to be tolerant? Well, yes and no. Jesus was tolerant and intolerant at the same time, and we are called to be just like him. The Son of God hated transgression and had a problem calling a sin. See the woman at the well. But at the same time, he had no problem engaging them, even if it meant breaking the cultural taboos. You can see the woman at the well, the story of the woman at the well. He hung out with sinners, and maybe even more telling, sinners hung out with him. If you want to be more like Jesus in a culture that's increasingly dismisses Christianity as too political or too intolerant, then we must change and stand firm at the same time, brothers and sisters. We stand firm on truth. After all, sin is sin. This stand for truth should never be compromised. There are those who want to repaint sin in rainbow colors and compromise the clear teachings of the Scripture, thereby conveniently bypassing certain biblical standards as a thing of the past. Simply not true, and these people will be sadly mistaken. These kind of teachers and these kind of believers, so-called believers, or those who embrace them, are messing with the things they shouldn't be messing with. And they are losing their saltiness, more or less, family. Just like salt, we are called to provide taste and some flavorful bite to this bland world of having it your way living. The standards of the Bible, mortality, the 10 Commandments, living a holy life, and stuff like that, provide just that for us, family. As Jesus, to be like Jesus, we must stand for truth, family. We also have to stand for love as well. We should love hanging out with all kinds of sinners, from homosexuals to far left secular liberals. And even more telling, they should love hanging out with us. That's why I have a hard time aligning myself too much with those who claim to be the religious right. While I may agree with most, if not all, of their views on issues such as homosexuality, marriage, abortion, etc., I think that many of my conservative friends miss the point. Those who do not know Christ are not the enemy. They're victims of the real and invisible enemy. We must love hanging out with them, and they should love hanging out with us. As we are, we shouldn't be tempted to knock their whiskey bottles, cigarettes, or whatever out of their hands, or shame and scold them. Instead, we proclaim the truth in love. We care about them, listen to them, and joyfully, humbly bring them to Jesus with the truth. You do it in a loving way, family, not in a hateful way. We are not to hate the sinner. We are to hate the sin. He will deal with the rest of their garbage from the inside out, just like he deals with us and our garbage every day. We should passionately love the sinner and genuinely hate their sin, family. This love-hate relationship should drive us so much that we, like Jesus, are willing to go through anything to help them conquer sin through the cross. Family, let us be tolerant of sinners. Let us be intolerant of sin and hypocrisy. Let us learn to embrace the tension of this love-hate relationship. Let us be more like Yeshua Jesus Christ.